to today's interactive segment of Live Your Life with Loveth. You look amazing this morning, ma'am.
Thank you. You too.
Today we have some number of questions to be tackling, and the first one I'm asking this morning is there's a question here, and the person says, I have two great men that I'm interested in.
All right.
And I'm having a problem of choice, and they're both great. What do I do?
Wow, that's a lot on one dish. I would say this lady is a very blessed lady, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you do when you are faced with two very appealing and pleasant stuff? Well, you will have to make a choice, right? Yeah, you make a choice. So basically, there's got to be something that will strike more chord in you. All right, from one than the other. That's just the way it is, because I think it's difficult to get two persons that are exactly the same. Both psychologically, emotionally, the way they relate to you, their values and all that. So you just got to weigh it vis-a-vis yours. That's it. And I always tell singles, when you're making a choice for marriage, when you're making a choice as per the best person to marry, what you simply do is you make that decision based on where you're going to. Yeah, understanding of your purpose as a lady will help you a lot. Will help you a lot to make that decision as to who is the person, which person am I going to go with that will help me, that will aid the fulfillment of this purpose that God has given to me. Which person am I going to choose? Which person am I going to give my consent to that will help me to fulfill that goal, that vision that I have for my life primarily? That is it. So you will weigh both of them. You said they are both great, yes. However, you didn't break it down as to how they relate to you, their spiritual level, how they relate to you emotionally, psychologically, their location. Do they live in the same place? Basically, how strong they are as well, economically. There's got to be something. So you've got to weigh that based on what your constants are. They are what you call constants in marriage. When you're making marital decisions, there are considerations. And these considerations, they border on constants and variables. There are some stuff that you, as a lady, you tell yourself, this one, whoever I'm going to marry must have these qualities. It's a must. For example, when I teach on the best person to marry, I beg your pardon, I tell them, I said, number one, constant for a Christian, for a believer, contemplating marriage as to the right partner to choose, the person must be born again. That's a constant, right? Yeah, that's a constant. There's no gainsaying about that, because Paul said, do not be what? Unequally yoked together with unbelievers. So basically, the number one for you, as a lady, the person must be born again. And secondly, I say, they must have the same spiritual inclination. Meaning, there should be no disparities when it comes to certain issues, certain core values. For example, what's his take on tithing? What's his take on children? The number of children is going to have. What's his take on how women are treated? What's her take on how guys are treated? Yeah, his values, his family background also play out here. So basically, when you're going to make a decision between these two great guys, all right, or should it be a guy asking these two great ladies, you got to weigh it against your constants and your variables. Which one will best suit, satisfy those particular requirements. So the deal here in making that critical decision as to who to marry when you have more than one good options, all right, is for you to weigh them against your constants and your variables. What are the things that you really hold strongly and you are like, this one must be. Whoever I'm going to marry, this person must have these qualities, a must. For the variables, okay, maybe if it's, on a scale to 1 to 10, maybe if it's 10, 5 over 10, okay, I'm good with that, basically. So it will help you to make that decision. That's it, because I don't think there are two persons on this earth that are exactly the same. I think it's going to be difficult to say that. Yeah, they may be great, yeah, but when you want to qualify that greatness in quotes, you'll find out that there are a little bit of differences, but it's based on where you're going to, the direction. And of course, prayerfully, you've got to do that, okay? You've got to do that. Because I always tell people your decision must be well informed. Make sure your decisions are well informed. Do not marry a question mark. Marry somebody that you know. So do enough investigation. You must investigate before you invest. Do enough investigation, all right? Not just based on what they are telling you, but let it be based on what you have discovered about this person, all right? Their strengths, their weaknesses. Find out, can I cope with this? Can I put up with this particular weakness, all right? Everybody has strengths and weaknesses. So you've got to tell yourself which one you can put up with, you can cope with, all right? So that you will not have unpleasant surprises. Okay, to be well with you, okay?
The second question is this. It says, I've been asking a lot of ladies out, but I keep getting a no for an answer. What do you think is the reason?
Okay, you keep getting a no from ladies you ask out. Ask out as in...
You've been asking them, maybe propose.
You want to get married
yes,
to them, propose to them. Okay, okay. So, and what you get is a no. When you get a no, before I come to relationship now, you're applying for something, all right, and you get a no. Dare to ask. May I ask, just honestly, so that I can know any area of lapse I need to work on. Where did I get it wrong? Why did you refuse my application, right? Why did you deny me this request? Yeah. Why did you turn down my request? A wise person should ask that. Don't live with assumptions. You have to find out. Even when people go for embassy for visas, yeah, at the embassy, and they are refused, they are denied. Most times, you'll be given a slip. They will tell you for such and such reasons. This is the reason why. These are the considerations. We feel you did not measure up in this area, in that area. Maybe subsequently, when you do, we will consider your visa request or visa application. So it helps you prepare for the next one. Perhaps this guy, in this case, has never deemed it necessary to ask. He has never deemed it necessary to ask, why are these ladies telling me no? Why is it that when I ask ladies out, I ask for their hand in marriage, they keep telling me no? What do they see in me? What am I not doing? Am I sending the wrong signal? I'm not here to assume that he's a bad guy, he's not good enough, all right? Because I really, the question is, rather vague. He didn't let us know. We don't know what he does, his job, his economic strength. We don't know where he is, what he's doing. We don't even know his age. But basically, he's wondering, why do they turn me down? Why do I always get no's? Why do I get rejected all the time? Whenever I ask for a lady's hand in marriage, what's going on? So, this is a healthy question, but I think the first person you should be asking is the person that is turning you down. All you need to do is, okay, after some days or some weeks, well, we're still friends, right? All right, please, can you tell me why 3 weeks ago when I asked you out, asked you to ask you out, all right? You turned me down. Is there any reason particular? Could you just tell me honestly, all right? No hard feelings. I just want to know. I just want to know if there's an area I need to work on, in me, all right? I need to know for my own good. I want to get better. I want to be better. Yeah. So, and if the lady sees in you that you just need an honest appraisal, they'll give that to you. And that's a plus because you have something to work on. Okay, well, we don't see you as someone that is really prepared. You're not really able to manage your time well. You're not doing so well in business. It could be any of these factors. Then it helps you to go back and work on yourself. That's it. There's nothing wrong in no's, but just do something. Work on yourself. Get necessary details. Go back, reevaluate yourself, and improve on yourself. So what do you do as a person? What's the essence of asking for an honest appraisal? It is said that evaluation is the mother of improvement. Yeah, it is. So if you must improve, you must be willing to take some feedbacks negative or positive, because it's for your own good. Then you go back and work on yourself. Then you go back and work on the, on the weak areas. Strengthen those areas. See how you can improve in those areas. That's the best way to go about it. You keep hearing no, ask them, why do I keep, why? Just go around each and you might not be able to go around all of them, maybe, yeah, but you can ask a couple of the ladies, why did you reject, turn down my request when I asked you out? Just honestly, no hard feelings, and it will really do you some good. If you are trying to take it spiritual, people like to take it now. I've tackled it from, a very realistic perspective, which will also do you good. All right? And you feel, okay, things are not working, I keep hearing no, getting no's, I'm always rejected and stuff like that. Well, maybe you should talk to God, because God knows more than anybody, right? Yeah, God knows more than anybody. And but when it comes to marriage, basically, it's by choice. It's by choice. So whatever prayer, whatever it is, truth of matter is, God will, if there are areas you need to work on, the Lord will shed light on the areas you need to work on. That's the way it is. Even when you pray, He said, call unto me and I will answer you and show you great and mighty things which you do not know. So maybe there are some things you don't know. Some things you are doing that are not working. They're not making your relationship to work. That's it. So that you can change in those areas, so that you can, upgrade yourself in those areas, and that's it.
Thank you very much, Ma. I have something that is actually disturbing me. What about a situation whereby, you made reference to, you have to check the person's background, if the person is from a Christian home and everything. What if this person is a pastor? Because I'm having the same situation whereby I was about going into a relationship with a pastor, or should I say I was in a relationship partially with a pastor. So he was in church, he's a young guy, and he actually told me that he saw me in a vision, saw both of us in a vision, like getting married and, having some kind of closeness in the vision. So, and my mom was actually against it, because I was at a point, I was having feelings for this person. And it got to a point whereby my family was against the relationship, like they don't even want to set their eyes on him. And I'm so confused right now, because he actually told me that I'm the right person for him, like we were meant to be together. So at this point, I'm confused. Is whether it's true, if it's true or not, or if I should go into a relationship. I'm finding it so hard to accept anyone into my life right now.
You contemplated this relationship with this guy because of in quote the vision he told you. He had this vision that God is telling him that you are his wife.
And that is part of it, because he actually said he had a vision. And secondly, at that point, I was having feelings for this same person. You understand? And thirdly, is the fact that I've always wanted someone that would draw me closer to God. Being a pastor, I know that's like being with him, because through the process of him counseling me before this whole thing became, so strong, I felt it, because I never actually thought I could speak in tongues. So through the counseling, I started having that. I was able to speak in tongues. Like it just came on a special day like that. You understand? So what gets me attracted to this person is the fact that he's a pastor, and it's going to bring me closer to God. You understand? So that is the main thing that made me accept him.
So would you call that a constant for you? That okay, anybody that I must marry, is it that the person must bring you closer to God, or this person must be a pastor?
For me, anybody I'm going to marry, like I would love to get married to, must have a Christian background, must have this passion for Christ. Understand? Because if they said without Christ you're just like an empty vessel. You understand? Because I feel it deep, like when I'm with God, things like everything goes well for me. So I don't want to be with someone that would deviate my attention away from God.
Okay, so bottom line is, it doesn't have to be a pastor, but this person must bring me close to God. Okay, so we've cleared that out, right? All right, so even if it was not a pastor, you still would have considered somebody like that. Yeah, so I just want to know what prompted the relationship now. Is it just the fact that you want to draw close to God, or the fact that he told you he had a vision, and from that vision you are his wife?
Okay, what actually what prompted the relationship was because at first he actually made me come closer to God, like take Christianity serious. It was never, it's not the type that discriminates, no matter your past or who are you at that moment or whatever you're doing.
I just needed to, get the real details. Yeah, I want to know, is it that you don't know him, but from what you're saying, you know this guy. You were in a relationship, you were already interacting with him, and you like his presence, from what you're saying. So the issue you're having right now is that your family don't like him. Is there a reason why they don't like him? Why don't they like him?
The reason my mom, because when I asked my mom, it's just like when I came back, I talked to my mom about relationship. I was like, what do you think about this person? Because I'm the kind of person where if I'm going to go into a relationship, I would love my mom to know about the person.
Of course, yeah, naturally.
So I actually sat my mom down. I was like, I'm already in love, or I'm in a relationship with this person. What do you think? And at first she was like, it's okay. Like the guy is so respectful, he's young, he's God-fearing, and he has a good heart. That was the impression my mom gave me at first. Then all this whole thing, like the home became so hot, like it was crazy. All true. From the following day, first day she said something good, and the second day she changed into something else.
What triggered it? Was there any information? Nothing?
What she said was that she said because the guy is just somebody that's coming up. It's not that.
Okay, it's not strong economically.
Economically, it's just there. So my mom was like, someone that is doing church at the back of his father's house, someone that is wearing a bar shoe. Don't you know you are too classy for this person? If you tell it to
first of all, okay, this guy, what you have with this guy, is it real? Is it for real, or okay? Is it for real? But you've been able to ascertain that yes, it's for real. Okay, he didn't charm you and all that. Even before you met him physically, you already liked this person from interaction on phone. You said, right? On phone. All right. So basically until you met him and you realized that you actually like this person. How did you really, aside phone, how did you meet? Did somebody give you his contact, or he called you, or you called?
Normally it's just like a pastor, like a family pastor.
Okay, visit your house.
Yeah, he do visit my home. Like when I was not around, he comes to the house, pray with the family and everything. So it's just like, okay, when I finally came back to Benin, we decided to meet in like one-on-one, meet in person. So from there, that was just it.
Yeah, I can understand. Because your family, like, you come to pray over the family. You come to, spend time with us. So you had ulterior motive. That means you have seen our daughter, pretty fresh and young and everything, and you're like, wow, ministry must move to the next level. And they've known you over the years. Well, I don't blame them for. It's okay. I mean, naturally. Nobody will fault him for falling in love with, for liking a young, beautiful lady like that. Wow, you have said that, is a pastor. You started communicating with him, and then shortly after he told you he had a vision that God said you are his wife, and somehow you just felt like, okay, you need to continue. All right, you need to take the relationship further based on what he told you, and your family is kicking. They have kicked against it. Your mother, yeah, they have kicked against that. No. This guy is manipulating you and stuff like that. So now you are feeling uneasy because of that. Yeah, you are trying to move on. However, you are like, I hope I'm not offending God. He has already said God has told him that I'm his wife. I'm his destined wife. You are destined to, we are destined to be together, that kind of a thing where somebody tells you we are destined to be together. God has told me you are my wife, and that guilt is, you're already placing that guilt on that person. It's like a chain, an entanglement. Like if you want to move on, maybe should you see any prospect outside, maybe somebody else that you're like, okay, I want to go in a relation with this person. He suits. He suits my constants, my variables in a husband, in quotes. And that person begins to have that guilt, like, I hope I'm not offending God. Oh, I don't want to offend God. I don't want to, disobey God and stuff like that. But here's the deal. Here's the deal. I understand exactly how it is. Because you are like, you don't want to offend God. You don't want to disappoint God. You don't want to let God down. Because God has said you are destined to each other. Yes, and you don't want to miss it. Your God ordained what? Husband. I want to tell you now, there's nothing like anybody telling you with vision that you are their wife or a person is a husband, whether it's a lady in this case. There's nothing like that. Marriage is by choice. Do you get that? Hello? You with me, right? Marriage is a choice you make. The only thing we advise, we teach people, I teach singles, I tell them, make sure the choice you are making is well informed. Do you see that now? Such that the person meets biblical requirements for a spouse. That's all. Finito. Finito. Yeah. It's a choice. So long as the person meets the biblical requirements for a spouse. That's all. So somebody comes and tells you, vision, you are my God ordained, you are my this, you are my that. Those are sweet talk. It's like saying you are the apple of my eyes, you are the honey in my tea. Without you, my tea is blunt. You are the pepper in my jollof rice. Without you, my jollof rice does not have taste. You tell him, my dear, go and get out that jollof rice. If your jollof rice does not have taste, my dear, go and cook fried rice. Or eat white rice and stew, right? Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's what you call spiritual manipulation. We don't buy into that. It's witchcraft. It's manipulation. Okay? When you're making a choice for marriage, you must be at peace. When I made a decision to get married, about 20 years ago, alright, I was at peace. I was at peace. It was not like this and that. No. It's me and you together. Am I good with this kind of person? Has he satisfied the biblical requirements that I want in a husband? Or I want in a wife? If it's a guy, in this case, that's the way to go. You are not offending God. You know why? God is not looking for a wife. And he's not looking for a husband. You are not marrying for God. You are marrying for yourself. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
There's no marriage in heaven. And guess what? Marriage is not a yardstick to go to heaven. So nobody said if you don't marry, you will not go to heaven. It's not. So please, just make sure you just disabuse all that. Just flush all those things out of your system. It's hogwash. Anybody tells somebody because it's manipulation. In fact, if somebody even comes up front, you should know that something is wrong somewhere. Yeah, he's trying to use that as a to make up for his shortcomings. So that you no longer look at him as he is. You look at him from, oh, God said, oh, yes, you know he's the one God said. He's the one God said. He's the one. So you are trying to be careful. Because the idea is, no, I don't want to offend God. That's wrong. That's manipulation. That's witchcraft. Yeah, that's witchcraft. And if I were you, I would not pick that person's call. Do you know, in the Bible, in Genesis chapter 24, when Abraham made his senior servant, Eliezer, okay, he was the chief, what do you call them? Chief servant, yeah. He said, come, put your hand on my bosom and swear by my God that you will go to my own kindred and my own people to fetch for my son Isaac a wife. I want people with the same spiritual inclination that serve the same God I serve. Go to my people. So he's saying that so long as he's a believer, you're a Christian, of course, so long as he's a believer, that's good. With the same spiritual inclination, all well and good. But go and pick somebody because you cannot marry every Christian. What did Eliezer do? On his way, he said, Lord, please, there are many ladies everywhere. Many ladies inside church, but this is it. Let this be a sign. The lady that will fetch for me, and not just for me and my servants and the other servants, but the cattle that will give everyone enough water to drink and tend to us, let that be the sign. Of a truth, as they were going, they saw Rebecca She met them. I said, please permit me, sir, to attend to you and to your cattle. And she did just that. Eliezer said, God, thank you. This is answered prayer. You have made this journey very, very short. You have taken the stress. This is it. Say, please, let's go to your home. That's what they call introduction, right? Let's go to your home, introduce ourselves, acquaint ourselves with our family. You know, we have seen somebody that we like, you know. And then we have seen, here, you know, I've seen a flower in your garden. We are interested, you know, likes like that. And they introduced themselves, they talked, made all the arrangements. But guess what? In verse 58, Genesis 24:58, Rebecca's brethren, as when they say brethren, it means her family, her folks. They say, we have been talking about our sister. We have been talking about our daughter. Let us find out whether she will even agree. If she will even go, right? Yeah. And they called her. They said, our dear sister, Rebecca. It could have been Janet. It could have been Mary. It could have been Susan, right? Will you go? That's telling you that it's your choice. Will you go? And she answered, yes, I will go. I want to marry this guy. I would like to marry Isaac. You see that? It's your choice. Absolutely your choice. Even Adam affirmed his choice when God brought Eve to him in Genesis chapter 2. If you had said, no, I'm not going, or Eve said, no, who is this man? No. He looked at the woman. He said, wow. He just loved her. He said, this is the bone of my bone and the flesh of my flesh. From today, she shall be called woman. And he held her hand and took her. He took her away. It's your choice. Free choice you make out of a heart of peace. Knowing that it's because if it's not your decision now, you blame God tomorrow when things begin to go wrong. God, why would you give me this kind of person? Why this kind of person? If not for the fact that he said this, you are the one that said it. Are you getting it? You begin to, and that's why they tell people, let people make their choices, but help them to guide their choices. Let it be well informed. So that tomorrow they will not blame you or blame one pastor or blame one deacon or blame somebody. They will take responsibility. This is my choice. I made the decision and I'm taking responsibility with God for my marriage.
Wow, this really been so awesome. I want to really appreciate you, Ma. I mean, I'm sure a lot of our listeners and our audience have been so, our viewers have been so enriched. I want to appreciate you greatly, Ma. And I really want to thank God, and I want to encourage our viewers out there to please subscribe. Make it as a point of duty to always listen, and we'll also welcome you to send in your questions. Any question you have that is bothering your mind, you can also send it to our box. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much. It's great. I mean, amazing. It's always wonderful to share God's light, God's truth upon so many lives, upon the issues that people are going through, so that they can live freely. Because the essence of this platform, this Live Your Life Ministry to Humanity, is for people to have what it takes to live freely, to live the way as God has ordained for them to live. That's it. And I believe the interactive segment today has at least answered some questions for our viewers, for our listeners, and I want you to subscribe